All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Abishai, by Hashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles everywhere, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. As you can see, flesh-eating bacteria found along East Coast Gulf states. So I'm going to go ahead and press play on this video, and I'm going to add some precepts. But as you can see, America hasn't had any rest when it comes to these diseases, these viruses, bacterias, things of that nature. And that's just a sign that we're in the end times. Not only that, America is the modern day Egypt, according to the Bible. Plagues were sent upon Egypt before Egypt came down. Plagues are being sent upon America before America goes down. That's why they got the pyramid on the dollar. They got the obulus, I think that's how you say it, if I said it right, which is actually a phallic symbol, a man's penis, because these fucking crackers, these devils, these white people, these Edomites, according to the Bible, are homosexuals by nature. God created them to be the devil, so they don't have no righteous spirit, man. So that homosexual spirit is in there, But the elites are really, the elites and those that's in these Masonic orders on down be participating in that homosexual shit, So I'm going to press play on this video, and I'm bringing some precepts.
Health officials are warning beachgoers to be cautious in coastal waters after reports of deadly infections caused by Vibrio vulnificus, a flesh-eating bacteria that thrives in warm seawater and brackish environments. The bacteria is considered the most dangerous of more than a dozen Vibrio species. While cases remain relatively rare, Vibrio vulnificus infections are highly lethal, killing about 1 in 5 people who become infected. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Right. Disease control and prevention. They control diseases. They push out diseases. These diseases, more than likely, are being pushed out by Esau because they still do have to bring in a new world order. But the Lord has a hand in this as well. Whether the Lord put the spirit on them to push it out, it's still of the Lord, or the Lord brings the disease out of nowhere and pushes it out. And then I always remember with these devils, man, especially in the news, they always lying. It might be somewhat rare, but it ain't really rare. They're not gonna give you the true numbers behind the people that's dying, because they got to control the mind of the population. They don't want people to get too questioning, and they don't want people to wake up and complain about things that's going on. So.
To tell us more how you can stay safe as summer comes to a close here is public health expert and infectious disease specialist, Dr. Tyler Evans, CEO and co-founder of Wellness and Equity Alliance. Thank you so much for joining us today on Live Now from Fox. We appreciate it.
Great to be here.
Can you start by telling us what exactly this bacteria is and why this is the most dangerous of that species?
Sure. I can break this up into a few different buckets, sort of what is it, how is it transmitted, what are the risk factors, and then, if you'd like, we can go into sort of diagnosis and treatment. So what is it? Vibrio is essentially, it's a family of different bacteria. Basically, the Vibrio look like a small little capsule if you're looking under the microscope. It is a distant cousin to cholera, which is a very serious disease. And typically this Vibrio family of species is vulnificus specifically is around coastal waters, particularly around warm waters. And we typically see spikes somewhere between May and October. And when we're seeing these increases in temperature, particularly with climate change, which is real, we have seen particularly an increase in detection of Vibrio vulnificus over the course of the last 20 years or so. It's actually increased about tenfold. So it is real. It is increasing. How is it transmitted? It is transmitted through typically if you're swimming in the waters. Now, the good news is usually if you don't have any cuts or anything like that, or any recent piercings or anything like that, you should be fine. But if you do have any recent scratches, cuts, especially if there's any recent bleeding, you're going to want to probably stay out of the water. And so that's a key consideration. Also eating raw shellfish. So if you're eating raw shellfish, you like your oysters, you like your mussels, just probably stay away during those sort of time periods, or if there are any concerns about you feeling sick or something like that, then make sure that you're contacting a doctor after that.
Eating shellfish is against the scriptures, man. There's dietary laws. You can't eat shellfish, shrimp, lobster, catfish, amongst other fish in the sea that you cannot eat. So if you so happen to catch that bacteria behind eating that shit, that's what the fuck you get, man. That's what you get. The prophets have been out here for a long time telling y'all that there's dietary laws in the Bible. The Lord requires you to eat certain food. Certain animals were created for certain things upon the face of the earth, man. But the devil don't want you to know these things. That's why we call the white man the devil. Because the white man, the elites that run America, the elites that run the world, they know these things. But they don't want you to know these things because it's that fight between Jacob and Esau.
One other thing that you could do if you do have those scratches or piercings or whatnot, make sure that you're cleaning it really vigorously after you get out of the water. But just to manage expectations, the flesh-eating bacteria, I know that sounds really scary and dangerous, but folks can still enjoy their summers. They just have to take their precautions. Oh, and risk factors. The most important risk factors are liver disease.
All right, now y'all can watch the rest of this video. This is a TikTok video, so I'm not going to... only got 10 minutes. Unless they so happen to change the time. I'll just have to check later, but let me see. Second Ezra 15:49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence. Pestilence is disease. To waste thy houses with destruction and death. This is... give me a second. This is Exodus chapter 9. I'm going to start at verse 12 for the sake of time. And the Lord Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them as the Lord Yahweh had spoken unto Moses. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, and what's his name? Trump is the modern day Pharaoh of Egypt. America is the modern day Egypt. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of the Hebrews, God of the Hebrews, let my people go that they may serve me. And they didn't want to let us go even on this side. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. For now I will stretch out my hand, that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence. Pestilence is diseases. And thou shalt be cut off from the earth, meaning they was going to be killed. And in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up. That's why the Lord got America doing what the elites doing what they're doing to us over here in America, and got them being proud and not want to let us go, because the Lord raised them up so that he can show his power. It's going to say it. It says, and in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up, for to shew in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. Right. History repeats itself, man. And with that being said, Shalom.